Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Autumn Renee and I am a mom of two boys. One was adopted out of foster care and the other I had biologically this year. Now in this video, I just kind of wanted to share kind of a post-adoption update. Where's our family 2 years after adoption? I know when I was going into adoption, I always kind of wondered, how does that play out long term? How is that for families, several years after the adoption? I don't feel like I have anything like earth-shattering to share here, but I thought I would just kind of give you guys an update of where our family's at, especially since we took a very extended break from YouTube. I know a lot of you were kind of curious, how Darian is and how our family is and how everything's going with that. So I thought I would just kind of sit down today and share a little bit about that. So we adopted Darian in October of 2020. For those of you who don't know, I fostered him from when he was 5 months old until just a little over 2, and then we adopted. And it has been almost 2 years, just a little under 2 years at the time of making this video. It's currently the summer of 2022, and so Darian is about to turn 4. I cannot believe it. He has gotten so big. I feel like we've officially moved out of that toddler stage, and we're into that kind of like preschooler big kid stage, and I'm a little bit in denial about it, but I'm also really excited to kind of see this new parenting stage. And see kind of the man that he's starting to become. It's been really, really exciting. He is starting pre-K this year, so he's actually going to be going to elementary school, which is just crazy to me, but it's also wonderful because I work as a teacher. I'm a 7th grade teacher at a middle school, and his elementary school is on the same campus as my middle school, so we're on the same land. So he'll be actually getting to come to work with me. He'll go to his school, and then they get out just a little bit earlier than my school does, so he'll actually get to spend the last period of the day in my classroom with me. So I'm excited to have kind of that extra time, get to bond with him on my commute and during the school day, and really just getting to see him a lot more hours this next school year. As a 2-parent working family, sometimes it's a struggle when you have to have your child in childcare all day when you're at work. And so I'm really excited to be able to kind of get to share some of my work with him this year. Another big family update from the last 2 years. I shared a little bit about this on my channel, but we did buy our first family home, and I'm so glad we bought one we did because the market definitely did not go down, at least not where I live. So we bought our first family home. I'm really excited to be able to kind of give that to Darian and his brother Everest. They have a backyard to play in. We turned our front room into a little bit like a little mini playroom. Each boys have their own room, so it's really just like the perfect size for our family currently, and I'm really, happy that we're able to, give them this wonderful home to live in. We've really, really loved our house. I would love to do like a home tour. My home is 100% not done. There's like a million projects I still want to do, but if you guys are interested, I can take you guys through like a house tour and just kind of share the projects that I want to give you guys. I'm sorry, I don't know if y'all can hear that, but my dog is making like weird noises in the living room, so I'm sorry if you kind of are getting some of that feedback here. But yeah, so if you're interested in a home tour, let me know in the comments below. Other family updates, because we moved, I did move schools, so I was teaching 6th grade. Now I'm teaching 7th grade. I do love my new school and my new district. And my dog is like hacking something up over there, so I'm really sorry. And then Ryan is still at his same job, but he does have a little bit of a longer commute, but it's still, going well. We're doing great. We obviously just had a baby. I shared that in my last video just 3 months ago, so we are kind of adjusting to the new being parents of 2, which honestly has been pretty great overall. I mean, the newborn stage was hard. But as far as like having 2 kids and how Darian has been with the baby has been wonderful. Darian is such a good big brother. He's so interested and sweet with Everest. He wakes up and talks about how cute he is and how he wants to hold him and feed him a bottle. And he talks about how, when Everest is older, we're gonna play cars. And it's really sweet to see them together. Darian has just been such a good big brother, and I really am so excited to see, as Everest gets older, the 2 of them getting to play together. I'm so happy Everest was a boy because I think it's just going to be so fun to have 2 brothers close in age like that. So I'm really, really excited to kind of see what the future brings for that. As far as Darian goes, he's been doing great. Like I said, he's really getting into that big kid stage. His personality has really blossomed over the last 2 years. You know, he's always been a really smiley, happy kid, and that is still the case. He has such a sense of humor. He loves to laugh and be silly. He's super energetic. That kid is like endless energy. It's insane. But he loves to jump off things and climb things and run around. He's super extroverted, very social. He will go up and introduce himself to anybody. Loves to play with other kids. I have actually had to talk to him a little bit about stranger danger because he is so friendly. But he's been doing great. He loves school. He's so smart. He's very bright for his age. I feel like he already knows all his letters. He's able to do, 24-piece puzzles. He remembers things like crazy. I remember this past year I was talking about Easter and he was like, oh, Easter, when we hunted eggs at so-and-so's house. And it's like, it was a year ago, kid, and you remember that? Like, it's just crazy the things that kids remember. We've been building lots of fun family memories with him, trying to do just fun things as a family, going to the Children's Museum, taking him, to the amusement park, going to splash pads, playgrounds, having picnics, and just trying to really build those family memories. And here comes my dog making more noise in the video. Hi. You want to just cough right there? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has like this hacky cough that just forever. So I'm sorry about that. If it was really annoying. He's walking away now, so hopefully it gets better. Anyway, so Darian has just been doing great. His personality has been amazing. I will say, this past year, I'm not going to say I had a perfect kid. We had definitely went through the three-nager stage, hardcore, the sass on that kid, the, just pushing the buttons, finding the boundaries. Definitely been dealing with all of that. Definitely had some days where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like failing as a parent. Like he's not learning anything. But we've pushed through, we've made it through. I think a lot of parents will agree the three-nagers are a pretty rough age to be in. All of these behaviors though are very much in the realm of normal. We're not dealing with any like extreme behaviors or anything like that. I know sometimes when kids come from trauma, you can deal with some more intense behaviors, but we haven't really had to deal with anything like too extreme or anything like that. Honestly, most of his trauma was food related. He had a lot of food insecurity, especially as like a little baby and a 1-year-old, which was very heartbreaking to deal with, but he did seem to mostly grow out of that. So thankfully, that isn't something we've had to deal with too much. He's actually become a bit of a picky eater recently. So hopefully that is a short phase and not something we have to go through for a long time. But other than that, we haven't really had to deal with too many, behaviors I feel like that were related to any previous trauma. I feel like, sometimes he does kind of want that reassurance. He'll come and ask, Mommy, do you love me? Or, Mommy, I need a hug, and he'll, want to love on me. I don't know how much of that is like normal 3-year-old behavior, but, sometimes he does kind of want that reassurance of attachment, which is, of course, really sweet. I will always take an extra hug from him, so it's totally fine. Oh my gosh. Hold on, my dogs need something. Whew, sorry about that. Dogs interference today, don't know. I only have so much time to film with a baby and a toddler, so we are just rolling with it. Anyway, so like I said, totally normal 3-year-old behaviors we've been dealing with. He's been doing great. And I know some of you are probably wondering, now that he's older, is he having questions about being adopted or looking differently from us, or are we dealing, with any of that kind of thing? And honestly, no. I kind of expected, especially at this point, that he would have more questions or like have noticed stuff, but he really hasn't. We have been very open about it. We read books about, different kinds of families and how people, look different, and, we read about different cultures. And, I have lots of books about adoption. We're not keeping that a secret. We talk about how he's adopted. But I don't think it's really clicked like what that means. We talk about it, but I don't think he really understands yet or just doesn't care. So he hasn't seemed to really have an interest in discussing that or talking about it. Maybe he will, when he's around older kids at the elementary school, maybe it'll come up more. I don't know. I'm interested to see. I'll definitely share with you guys, as we get older, if that comes up more. But as of right now, he doesn't seem to really question it. I think it's just, his normal. I do know that he recognizes that he looks different because he'll, point out like little black boys like in books and stuff, and he'll like, mention like, oh, they look like me. So like I do know that he recognizes that he looks different, but he hasn't really ever asked like, mommy, like, why don't you look like me? Or, I thought maybe when Everest was born, maybe he would question like, why does my brother not look like me? But he really hasn't. He's never really brought it up ever. He's never mentioned it. I do have other people mention it. We'll be like going grocery shopping or whatever, and people will stop and like ask me like, is he yours or is he adopted? Kind of rude, but so he's definitely heard people ask that and like heard me talk about it. But again, he's never really brought it up himself. I've tried to get him to read a lot more of like our adoption books and stuff to kind of get that conversation started, but he just really hasn't had an interest in it yet. So that isn't really something that we've dealt with yet. I'm prepared for it. Like I said, we try to be open with him and talk to him about it, but if he's not interested, he's not interested. So that's kind of where we are with that right now. So honestly, we haven't had to deal with too much of that. You'd think being a transracially adopted family with a boy who's almost 4, that maybe it would have come up, but it really hasn't so far. So there's that. I still try to do the same things that I can to help, make sure that his culture and I feel like I want him to feel like he's represented. I try to buy very, lots of diverse books and toys. I try to make sure, the school he's going to, is the majority black kids. His principal's going to be black, his doctor's black. I try to make sure that he has as many people who represent and look like him as he can. It's still, he still definitely stands out. My family and the majority of our extended family is white. So that just is kind of a reality. We are very lucky to have some family who has also adopted, and they've transracially adopted. Their kids are Hispanic, but, it's still nice that he has some family that is also transracially adopted. But for the most part, we don't have, I wish we had more diversity to show him. I'm always looking to add that anywhere I can with him. But again, it hasn't actually come up yet. So I'm just kind of, doing the best I can. I'm not perfect. I'm going to make mistakes. And I think part of, being a parent is being willing to, admit that and apologize and, kind of show your child that compassion and show them that you're not perfect. So that's kind of where we are with, post-adoption and our family. Like I said, I didn't have like any like earth-shattering news, honestly. Post-adoption, we've just continued living our lives. We're still just a family, and I have 2 wonderful boys now, and we're just living life. So if you guys are interested in kind of seeing more about our life, or like if you want me to do kind of, maybe like a week in our life or something, I might could film some of that. I don't like to do too much, with my kids here on YouTube, just to protect their privacy. But if you guys are kind of just interested in seeing kind of the flow of our family, I can definitely try to put something like that together. So let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see something like that, or if you have any other, particular videos that you're just really curious about, especially, post-adoption type content. I would love to provide that for you guys. So definitely give this video a thumbs up if you like content like this. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell if you would like to be able to see, on your feed when I get new videos out. And I will see you guys in my next video.